It's Friday, March 6th, and this is the Echo Press Newsminute for the week of March 1st through the 7th. I'm Lisa Johnson. Here are the top stories in our Wednesday, March 4th issue. The Polar Plunge for Special Olympics Minnesota in Alexandria raised over $60,000, almost $8,000 more than what was raised in 2025. That means Alexandria, over the last 20 years that folks have been plunging, has raised over $1.3 million. Keith Melrose has been an organizer of the event since the beginning. He's also a sergeant for the Alexandria Police Department. He says this year's event went great. After the event, Saturday, February 28th, he said, I think we had 178 people who signed up to jump, and we raised $60,400, so we went over our goal. Between Saturday and Monday afternoon, the total went up by over $500. Although donations for Alexandria have closed, Melrose said if people still want to donate, they can do so for the cool school plunges that are happening in the area. Go to the Polar Plunge website, plungemn.org, click on the School Plunge tab at the top to find the school plunges for Brandon Evansville, Alexandria, and Osakis. And to find out who the top fundraising teams were, you can read our full story online or in the printed version of the paper. At its February 23rd meeting, the Alexandria City Council updated the city's purchasing policy that emphasizes recycling and other energy-saving measures. The action will help the city reach the next level for its participation in the Minnesota Green Step program. That's a voluntary challenge, assistance, and recognition program that helps cities achieve their sustainability and quality of life goals. Those voluntary actions focus on cost savings and energy use reduction and encourage civic innovation, according to the Minnesota Pollution Control Agency. Last spring, the council adopted a resolution authorizing the city to take part in the program. City Finance Director Heather Koskanimi says the city can achieve Step 3 by adopting a purchasing policy that encourages buying recycled paper, recycled printer and copier cartridges, and Energy Star appliances. For more details and other council coverage, read our story online or in print. A Miltona woman has died in a fire. Thursday, February 26th, the Douglas County Sheriff's Office received a 911 call about a detached garage with living quarters on fire at 16570 County Road 64 Northeast Miltona near Lake Irene. 85-year-old Bonnie Johnson of Miltona was pronounced dead at the scene. The Miltona Fire Department and Parker's Prairie Fire Department were able to put the fire out. The cause of the fire is still under investigation by the Douglas County Sheriff's Office and Minnesota State Fire Marshal. What's the difference between bootlegging and rum running? A trio of entities came together to talk about that difference and the history of prohibition in Douglas County with a presentation called Not So Dry History. It was a collaboration between the Douglas County Historical Society, the Legacy of the Lakes Museum and Gardens, and Copper Trail Brewing Company. Prohibition started as a partial outgrowth of the Progressive era, said Brittany Johnson, the executive director of the Douglas County Historical Society. The question is why? The big answer is it's complicated, Johnson says. It's really complicated. Alcohol is blamed for mental health issues, including suicide, physical health issues like tuberculosis, and crimes of every kind. Everything from murder to petty crime, people blamed alcohol somehow for being involved, even if you weren't actively drunk at the time. Douglas County had provisions creating a local option as early as 1906, which allowed communities to decide for themselves if they were going to allow liquor licenses. But Johnson says the local option was not universally favored, even though there were many individuals who were in favor of prohibition. There were also communities which had a number of breweries. Brandon went dry in 1907, Evansville followed in 1908, Douglas County went fully dry in 1918. To learn more, read the print version of the paper or go to our website and read it online. In life, we pose the question, are Americans becoming disillusioned with their smartphones and digital devices? The answer seems to be yes, and not only that, the generation that grew up with them is leading the way in unplugging. Amanda Wilson and Mary Carpenter of Alexandria get it. They're the co-leaders of the Alexandria Balance Project. For Wilson, it started with reading Jonathan Haidt's book, The Anxious Generation. The book came out in the spring of 2024. Haidt contends that a shift from what he called a play-based childhood between 2010 and 2015 to a phone-based childhood is responsible for the rise in youth mental illness, including anxiety, depression, and social isolation. And he blames a lot of that on smartphones and social media. I read the book, and then you start to notice things around you, says Wilson. Everyone does have a phone in their hand when they're out and about. You see it in the pickup lines at school, when you're waiting to get kids, when you're out at a restaurant. Families may be out for dinner. They're all looking at their phones instead of engaging. Groups of kids hanging out, looking at phones instead of just hanging out together. I think that was a big eye-opening part of it for myself with a couple of other parents. For the rest of the story, go to our website or read the print version of the paper. In sports, following 3 days of wrestling, champions were crowned and spots on the podium were secured Saturday, February 28th. For Alexandria wrestler Nolan Fettig, he finished his prep wrestling career with a win. Fettig defeated Cloquet Esco Carlton's Aiden Thiessen to finish the Minnesota State High School League State Individual Tournament in 5th place in Class AA at 133 pounds, scoring the victory by pinfall in the second period after bouncing back after being taken down early in the first period. The Cardinals senior scored a 4-point near fall in the second before securing the pin. Read about the tournament and other sports online or in the paper. You can save money by subscribing to the newspaper, and we're also offering digital memberships to access the paper online. Stop by our office at 1920 Turning Leaf Lane Southwest, Suite 12 in Alexandria, or give us a call. The Echo Press, giving information life since 1891. Here are the top stories in our Friday, March 6th issue. The community had a chance to tour one of the new homes in Summer Meadows on Tuesday, March 3rd. Summer Meadows is the first affordable housing development in Alexandria since 2002. It's a project of Habitat for Humanity of Douglas County and the largest in the 27-year history of the organization. When finished, it will include 42 detached single-family homes which will be built in the next few years. According to Habitat for Humanity of Douglas County, the homes in Summer Meadows will feature 2, 3, and 4-bedroom homes ranging in size from 1,000 to 1,400 square feet, using 5 different house plans that include 2-stall garages. Homes will be built slab on grade with in-floor heat to optimize energy efficiency and upgraded exteriors with stone veneer and porches. Home ownership applications are open and can be completed by going to hfhdouglascounty.org/homeownership. During the 2025 boating season in Douglas County, nearly 7,000 watercraft inspections were performed by 11 watercraft inspectors at 24 different public accesses and at 19 lakes and maintained sites. Justin Swart is the county's aquatic invasive species specialist, and he provided highlights from the 2025 Douglas County AIS summary to the Board of Commissioners at their regular meeting Tuesday, March 3rd. 4 lakes, Vermont, Indian, Rachel, and Union, had zebra mussel detection plates placed in them, and 1 lake, Union, tested positive. Of the 11 lakes examined by an aquatic plant surveyor, there was no new Eurasian water milfoil or starry stonewort found. Swart said that local lake associations received $75,000 of AIS grant funding to manage invasive aquatic plants, including curly-leaf pondweed and Eurasian water milfoil. There were also 2 flowering rush treatments that took place in Grants Lake, which Swart said was the only lake they know of in Douglas County that has flowering rush. "We've identified that as a priority species that we want to manage," said Swart, "and make sure that it doesn't spread to any other lakes around here." For the complete story, go to our website or read it in the print version of the newspaper. The Alexandria Senior Center has made a big change to its name. It's now Encore, Center for Vibrant Aging. Shelley K. Foster is the center's executive director. She says the name is changing to debunk the myth that the Alexandria Senior Center is only for, quote, old people playing cards. "We love playing cards here," says Foster, "but we're so much more. We're a hub that ties all senior services together and provides critical social and well-being opportunities to older adults throughout Douglas County." The name Encore, Center for Vibrant Aging, will bring new energy and awareness to this community asset. So why Encore? Former board member Kathleen Lynn explained it well. "When you go to a concert and it's the last song and you're enjoying it so much you don't want it to end, what do? You stand up, clap your hands, and say encore to keep it going. That's what we're doing here, keeping it going." Along with the new name, the board refreshed its mission statement to support active living for older adults through social, educational, and creative connections. They crafted their purpose to "We empower healthy minds and bodies," and determined their values to be commitment, community, and compassion. For the complete story, read it online or in the print version of the newspaper. Annual township elections will be held Tuesday, March 10th in Douglas County. 11 of the county's 20 townships will be holding elections. The other 9 will hold their elections in November. Township clerk offices are open for absentee voting Saturday, March 7th from 10 a.m. to noon. An absentee ballot can be obtained via the township's clerk. Township Day is one of the most visible examples of grassroots democracy anywhere in Minnesota. That, according to Jeff Kruger, the executive director of the Minnesota Association of Townships. It's an opportunity for residents to come together, share their perspectives, and make decisions that directly affect their community. To find out more about the township elections in Douglas County, go to our website or read the print version of the newspaper. In life, before television gained popularity, the radio provided entertainment. Now a group of area residents is bringing that tradition back with their radio theater troupe. The troupe most recently performed last month at the Encore Center for Vibrant Aging, the senior center's new name, when they presented their original production, Ray and Ivor and the Case of the Maligned Mailman. There are 5 voice actors that portray a number of individuals in a community somewhere in Minnesota in the 1950s. That was according to Charles Grussing, a member of the troupe. "We have 3 out-of-towners and 2 local buffoons," Grussing said. "We do what we can." For the full story, go to our website or read it in the paper. In sports, entering the playoffs with the goal of returning to the state tournament, Alexandria boys basketball's mission was not to get ahead of the task at hand. They accomplished the goal and more Tuesday, March 3rd. The top-seeded Cardinals coasted past number 8-seeded St. Michael Albertville 96-65 in the team's Section 8 4A playoff opener at Alexandria Area High School. The victory was the Cardinals' 6th win, where they defeated opponents by at least 30 points since February, with the contest against Sartell February 5th the lone exception. For more details of the game and other sports news, read the full story online or in print. Opinion page items for the week. Our editorial about a silent killer, the In the Know column from the local United Way, our history column, thumbs up, thumbs down, and Our Turn column about 5 misconceptions regarding the newspaper, and letters from a woman whose family fled Ukraine back in 1932, Women's History Month, and value-added ag producer grants. I'm Lisa Johnson. This is the Echo Press News Minute for the week of March 1st through the 7th. The Echo Press News Minute is produced by Al Edenloff and Lisa Johnson. The Echo Press, giving information life since 1891.